as country HR and head manager roles in various industry verticals. He is also a full-time professor at Dunes Business School in Dehradun. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here, sir. I'm sure audience also looking forward to directly hear from you. Over to you, sir.
So thank you so much, Mr. Pawan, for the generous introduction. So I hope I am audible to all of the participants. Yeah, I'm very happy to interact again with you, most of you. Mr. Pali Lalchina. So I remember we have also interacted earlier in earlier few of the webinars earlier also. So this time the topic is very interesting. The topic here will be discussing about human-centered automation in HR, right? So now on the one hand, we are saying that from being manual process, we have to go to the automation. On the other hand, now the companies are realizing that too much of automation is also creating a disconnect between employee and the employer. And it is throwing a lot of challenges also that we'll be discussing in coming slides. Then we will also try to explore the strategic relevance in Indian organization. So what is the relevance of having human-centered automation, especially in the Indian organizations? We'll try to showcase real-world use cases from Indian companies. We'll pick up some companies, big companies, some smaller companies. We'll try to discuss ethical, cultural, and leadership implication of having human-centered automation or not having human-centered automation in HR. Then we will discuss on what activity, what action as HR we can do so that we can create some framework and then we can have a well-defined and very effective human-centered automation in HR. So I will request all of you to participate. Feel free to put your comment whenever if you have query. Either I will address it on the way, or I will try to address the queries at the end of this webinar. Right. So having set the agenda, now let's go to the next slide and try to understand. So let's try to define exactly what would be the human-centered automation. So I can say that there are four important pillars to this human-centered automation. First thing is definitely technology. So when it is automation, the technology must go with it, right? Without technology, you cannot have any automation. Right. So while the purpose of automation is to use technology so that the work is faster and it is more efficient and there are fewer and lesser errors, but it should also be empathetic to the employee. It should not happen that some machine is trying to do things with the employees and there is no human touch. So empathy plus technology is one very, very important pillar to human-centered automation. Second is definitely now human and AI need to have very, very effective collaboration. While there's no harm in using AI, AI is a tool which we need to use, but over-dependent on AI is a question mark. Like for example, when we see that nowadays younger kids, they are even to write a simple letter, they refer to AI. And their thinking capability is becoming lesser and lesser, to say the least. So while the collaboration is very good, but it should not happen that AI is taking all the decision and human is at backseat. So AI and human collaboration should be there. It should not be domination of AI or domination of human being. Then it has to lead to a better strategic HR evaluation. Right, the HR should evolve with the help of automation. HR should not become possibly another machine which is also a part of a bigger machine, and it is hard-like machine. It should not happen that way. Ultimately, human-centered automation should definitely lead to enhanced employee experience. So because employee experience is what matters the most. So with a good employee experience, we are likely to retain the employees, we are likely to motivate employees, or we are likely to have a deeper connection with the employees. If you don't have, if they don't, if you're not able to provide them a good employee experience, then that connection will not happen. Then it will be just a transaction connection between the employee and employer. So we need to have a more emotional and better connection, right? So these are the four important pillars. Now Mr. Pawan will play a video, then we'll discuss on this video. Right. Thank you, Mr. Pawan. So would any of the participant would like to comment on that video we just saw? So the topic was very simple. The title of the video is "A Racist Soap Dispenser at Facebook Office Does Not Work for Black People." So it is saying that the dispenser is racist, so because it is not working for black. So can anyone would like to comment here? And then you can use the chat box to comment your thoughts here. Yes, please feel free. Whatever you are feeling is correct. That would be the right answer. Don't worry about being 100% correct. What are the thoughts coming to your mind when you see this video? Okay, so in the interest of time, let me explain myself. So here we see that okay, when a white person, a person with a white skin, is using the dispenser, the soap dispenser is right. The soap dispenser is able to dispense the soap. Whereas black skin colleague is when he tries to use it, the dispenser is not able to possibly detect the person, human being, and is not able to dispense the soap. So if we say that, okay, if we, it looks appears that the technology is racist or the machine itself is very racist because it is not able to detect the black skin. Simply put, this could be because when they were training this machine or when they were calibrating the machine, the people who were calibrating the machine, they never thought that possibly there could be some people who would be having a black skin. So that means the people with the white skin were all only involved in no, manufacturing, testing, and putting using the machine. So they never thought about other races or people from uh, different culture or different skin color. So ultimately, what happened is that the machine appears to be racist. So they even test, as Mr. Rupali said very correctly, on different colors of skin. So I am not blaming them. Possibly they were not aware at all, or they never cared that there could be some people with some form of skin. So this is the exact worry if we try to automate AI or we try to automate our HR processes and we are thinking only in like we are possibly thinking only about the people who are working on that particular project, right? And we are not making this automation applicable to people from different age or different maybe races, different gender, or different color, different cultural background, different thought processes. So there's no diversity. We are not considering any diversity, DEI, as we say, in collaborating this this automation. So this is what we have to understand, that when we are doing any HR automation, we have to keep listening. Next slide, please. Right. So the evaluation of HR automation. So I can say there are four different stages how HR automation evolved. Maybe younger people may not be aware that there was a time that everything was file-based record keeping. Everything was done manually. I don't know how many of you have seen that punching machine, right? When I began my career in HR, so we used to have the attendance tracking done by punching machine. So there were the machines kept on every workplaces or every offices, and people will have their card written on the attendance card will be there with the name. So they have to insert that in the machine, and the machine will punch the time. So when you are coming in, you have to uh, click on the button in and insert the card. So the in time will be punched for the particular date. Then when you are exiting the workplace, then again you have to click on out button, and then you have to insert the card. That time the machine punching machine will punch the out time. And imagine the workforce with 1,000 employees. So the payroll need to be was very cumbersome. So you have to collate all these punching cards employee wise, and then everybody has to be sitting uh, from the HR team, and then they will manually calculate the working hours. So it was very tough, and it was very difficult, and it was prone to a lot of errors, right? So that was one example of manual HR operation. Then there were manual payroll. It was done calculated manually. Just physical interviews was reality maybe as early or as late as last decade. The only mode of interview was physical interview. So I remember traveling to the countries like Philippines, Egypt, uh, Sri Lanka, and different countries. I used to travel to do the physical interview. But nowadays, with the click of button, it is possible even by doing by Zoom meeting and etc. Usually, we have seen that the initial interview always happen, especially the initial screening always happen online with the online interview. So the first stage, what I'm trying to describe is the manual HR operation. Later on, there are some digitization started happening. So the Excel came in, the Excel our savior came in. So the data were entered there. Or there was some basic HR software were available, right? We used to call it some legacy HR system were there. So that used to cover attendance, payroll, etc. So it like we can say that almost 50% of headache was gone of calculating payroll, etc. with this data. So that was second stage. Then later on, with the introduction of cloud-based HRMS, right, like SCM Cloud and with the PeopleSoft, etc. coming in, things became easier. And then at that point of time, this HR apps were available even on mobile phone. In the code, they were available. So instead of server, the data was stored in the cloud. This is still the case in many cases. There were AI screening tools were available. Applicant tracking system was introduced. Predictive analytics were there. So this was a third stage of internal automation. Now, what would be the fourth stage of automation? Right. So we have put the HRMS on the cloud. The same cloud is available. For example, AI screening is happening. ATS, we are using ATS. Everything is there. We are also using predictive analytical tools to predict and to come to conclusion. We are not taking the decision based on the gut feeling. We are just trying to predict. We are using various tools, analytical tools available, which are able to predict better, and so we are taking a better informed decision. So this is the third stage, I can say, of evolution of HR automation. Now, what is the fourth stage of HR automation. So fourth stage would be that human-centered automation, where the merging of AI would happen with empathy, right? There would be definitely ethical design would be thought of and implemented in case of implement automation. Then there would be personalization. So automation is good, but then automation would be personalized. It will be curated for case-to-case basis, one individual basis, right? So the journey is ongoing. So now my question to you is that okay, what do you think at what stage your organization is today? One at manual HR operations, or two, your organization at digitization, or your organization today is at third stage where intelligent automation is has been done, or do you think your organization has already implemented human-centered automation? So you may comment on chat box. You need not mention your name of your organization, but just feel free to write down in the chat box at what stage you think your organization is today. So Monica Dutta is saying that the third stage. This Priyanka and this Vimal Basha K is also saying, Mr. Basha K is also saying third stage. Right. So I agree. Most of the organizations have already moved to the stage three, right? They are no, they are already on and there is a lot of apps which are employee centric app which are available on mobile phones, right? Now the interesting journey will begin, right? So you have already reduced the admin workload. You have already arrived at the better decision making. Now you have to work on enhanced employee experience. So enhanced employee experience already there because when you are in the stage three of HR automation, so employees are no having HR on the go. So it is convenient for employees that you need not chase HR for doing a lot of tasks which will be done by themselves by using the various automated processes, right? But now the question is enhanced employee experience. So this will be discussing in coming slide. Next slide, please. Now, what will happen when there would be human-centered automation, right? So first thing, whenever we are doing automation, it should be emotionally intelligent. Like the case of the Facebook soap dispenser we saw, so possibly it was not emotionally intelligent, right? So uh, in a way, it was just following the code it was fed into, and it was just detecting the white skin, and then when it detected anything white, that could be even a tissue paper, then it will discount the was displaying the sale, right? So we need to ensure that automation is happening is emotionally intelligence is able to uh, take a lot of culture sensitivity also in its way, right? It could be interpreting that. It could be able to understand, okay, this guy is from which culture, and what, how I can address this person, right? To take let's take few examples from India. For example, people from Haryana, possibly they are in the local. I'm not saying everybody, but usually they don't use the various words like art and all this. So for them, I guess everybody's same. The culture is like that. They directly speak even to their partner. They will say they will not speak even Pita G and all that. They will just call Pita or like that. So, but imagine the person is from Lucknow. Okay, Lucknow, possibly, I'm just taking this example to give an example where people are supposed to be doing like be very polite. They say pehle aap. So it is very very natural for them to address the person very very respectful, right? So when I am having this automation, so I should know I should use the language. I cannot use the language which is not suitable for people of color, because the technology is making intelligent. Second thing, there has to be transparency. It should not happen that employees are not aware that how this app is taking decision, how it is working. So this need to be very clear. Our algorithm has to be there, and decision has to be very. So right now I have to explain to all the employees before we launch any automation. Third important thing is that whenever this automation is done, it has to be inclusive. For example, I gave us, it should be no, it should support diversity. There has to be fairness in the outcome, right? So we should see the automation structure that there is a fairness. Like there was an incident that there is AI tools, when you ask them the best scientist or the intelligent people, so the this AI the generating name of people always usually mostly they're Americans or US based or Westerns. So when they ask the list of intelligent people, there are hardly any Asian or other persons. Right? So similarly, when they ask certain name of engineers, so mostly the AI was generating name of only male. So because the AI was trained that way, so the bias was in the people who were training them. So whenever we are doing automation, we have to ensure that this bias doesn't fruit in and it doesn't become a part of the automation. Fourth very important thing that automation, whatever we do, it has to be adaptive. It should not happen that I implement the system and with the changing business needs and the scenario, I'm not able to calibrate it. So that adaptability should always be available in the system or in the automation that is using. Uh, and very importantly, it should definitely empower HR employees using tech that maintains empathy and ethics. Right? With maintaining empathy and ethics, it should be definitely empowering all the employees who are using this HR. Next slide, please. Right. So now let's take various important HR touch points in HR. For example, why automation is required. In recruitment, definitely with automation, what will happen? There will be faster screening. All right. So faster screening is what is the need of the hour. But on the other hand, you should also be able to have empathetic experience. Right. So the experience, employee experience, or the candidate who are using that particular tool, they should not feel that okay, there is no empathy. Right? It should not happen that okay, the EPS is rejecting the CVs and there is no communication. So we should be able to tailor make the communication to the candidate who are rejected or screened out in the process. Now let's come to onboarding. Right? Digital workflow is very important and it helps in reducing the onboarding. So I was going through a demo of the AI. So I will take the name here. Lina AI. So I will request you to take the time whenever you are free. So what is that AI tool? It's a very good AI tool. So it is even available in various languages, multiple languages, like from English, Hindi, Mandarin, Japanese, whatnot. So they have trained the tool in onboarding tool in various languages, and they have done a very good culture integration also. So that was a good AI tool, and this is what actually should happen. So onboarding tool became easy. So by the click of button, the HR professional can onboard maybe uh, hundred of people, hundred of new employees, and if all the employees will be the onboarding will happen, it is according to their culture. So they have tried to integrate the culture nuances in the onboarding process. Even if you want, you can use the languages, the new journeys, the system. So this is what I was very happy and excited to see that too. Then in performance management, definitely the performance management should have the inbuilt process of real-time analytics. So employees should know where they stand on the KPI, right? And it should be providing them, the tool should be providing them that real-time analysis. And I say that they can improve, or they can take the corrective action, course of action wherever required. But it should not be able to, it should not be a replacement of coaches that is usually done by the managers, right? So that empathy, that coaching, the mentorship, when I use the automation tool, performance management, that should also be there. It should not be there that okay, the machine is just telling me the performance of the employee. That's it. So machine should be able to coach me or to guide me or to tell me that okay, where I am doing wrong, how I can improve this, what better things I can do. Right? So this is also very, very important when we integrate the contextual coaching in performance management automation. So there are in engagement there are definitely a lot of AI tools available which are doing the AI surveys, right? But then what? So AI tool has done the automation has done the engagement survey. Then there has to be a better connection to it. Should lead to the building of engagement should give me some good result and should help the HR to in building trust. So that will come with empathy, etc. Right? Will not come by just the automation. Automation will say just tool that will be helping me reading the pulse of my employees. But based on that, maybe the if I can calibrate automation, the tool or AI tool, possibly it can give me five different options what we can do with that. The other important area where automation is already there is learning and development. So, with the help of automation, organizations are moving toward adaptive content. So, and it is also individualized, right? So the tools should be able to create IDP or PIP, etc. of the employee and guide the employees how they can learn and possibly the speed of the learning, etc. could be tailor-made for all the employees, right? But this is what role will do, but it doesn't take away the responsibility from the manager who is responsible for growth and development of his or her team. So that also needs to be included when we are using this AI tool. Next slide, please. Can you go to next slide? Right. So what are the basic principles of human-centered design? So number one, tech should be enhancing the human skill. So technology should not be replacing the human skill. So it is augment, not replace. So technology will enhance the human skill. So human being should be riding the horse of technology. I can take this example. So human beings are riding the horse. It's not the other way the horse riding the human being. So then only the purpose will be served. Second thing, the human-centered design should be having definitely transparency and explainability, which we discussed earlier. There has to be clear AI. If the employees they feel that no something is happening behind the screen and there is no clarity on it, if they don't know that okay how AI is giving them the particular score in performance management, so there will be always a distrust, and there will be and it defeats the whole process, the whole purpose of using automation. Right, the automation is used usually to remove the partiality or the subjectiveness of human beings. But when there's no transparency in the calculation of the performing average score, then it defeats the whole purpose. Empathy and EQ, the system considered should be trained to be considering various moral and feelings. So now it is not possible at this point of time, but huge body of work is doing it where possibly no, this We try that AI can be empathetic and it can have some equity against it. Fourth, the AI should be able to have some personalization, custom responses by profile. For different profile, we should be trained that how the AI can quick response for these people. And last, human AI collaboration. So that will be combining data with intuition. So possibly the AI will possibly use the data and humans will use their own intuition. And based on that, possibly we can get very, very good results. Looks like this.
Okay, audience, we have a poll now. I'll be launching a quick poll on the screens. The poll is on your screens, guys. What is the major benefit of automating HR process in manufacturing? One, recruitment, onboarding, performance management, employee engagement, learning and development. Please put your answers in the screen, guys. You can see a good number of responses, and everyone is having different opinions, guys. Please put your answers in the poll box so that we can proceed. Poll will be open for another 5 to 10 seconds. Sir, any comments on the poll, sir?
Right, right. Very happy to see the response from the participants. So all answers are correct. I cannot say that this answer or that answer is right or wrong. It is your own perspective, right? So we are, but I wonder why nobody chose employee engagement. So definitely HR automation is also working fantastically, can work fantastically in employee engagement. So it can help you in getting the pulse of that, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so and definitely in recruitment, onboarding, performance management, and learning and development, we can use HR automation.
Yes. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, right. Now, what are ethical and cultural dimension we should consider while having this HR automation? Definitely, data privacy is very, very important thing that we need to be very, very careful. Security assurance of the data and privacy is must that has to be maintained. Minimal data usage or wherever that data, what type of data is required, that only should be used or allowed to use. That check and balances should must be the case whenever we are having automation of the processes. Bias reduction, as we discussed earlier. So, why I'm emphasizing is that okay, whenever we are having or launching a new automation, HR automation, as HR leaders, we should be our checklist, right? We should first raise the concern whether number one data privacy is being taken care of, whether there is bias reduction in this automation, this tool, right? Can it use the diverse data sets, or whether it has been used in on diverse data sets? What were the regular audits done on this particular tool? Whether this tool is culturally sensitive. So, so local values always matter, and contextual adaptation should be there. So it is not necessary that okay, if it is this the particular tool has been implemented, for example, in Microsoft, so it will be implemented in my own company also. So maybe their context and my context will be different. So I should ensure that okay, this tool the user is also applicable to my organization. Uh, it should be also having a very good transparent decision making You should have an explainable AI logic, right? So when you speak to vendors or ask for the explanation of AI logic, it should not happen that we have implemented a particular automation and we are not very sure how this is working and what is the logic, what rationale the automation is using. So that has to be made very, very clear and understood clearly. We should also make sure that okay, it is for the employees only. So employee focus should be clear. We are not implementing a particular tool just because for the heck of doing it or for the sake of doing it. We are doing it for the purpose. So the employee first is the purpose, right? If the employee first is what will make or break the success of the particular tool. So we have to always think on these parameters whether it will be helping the employees or not. So is there any mental health protection? This tool should not create uh, stress. Nowadays, Gen Z they get straight out of it very easily, right? So if you are having Gen Z employees, so you have to be very very careful on this. Next slide, please. Right. So here is the AI adoption maturity matrix. So I will like you to spend a bit of time here. So on one axis we have got processes, and on y-axis we have got the maturity, initial, moderate, and advanced. Or in processes there are three levels. One is administrative process, the core operation process, and strategic processes. So let me try to explain. So I will start reading from the left to right, from bottom to top. So I will move first left to right and the bottom to top. So first box, which is orange color, is where the uh, AI adoption is at initial stage and the purpose is administrative. So here what will happen is, for example, chatbot and help desk, etc. query handling was being done, right? So I think you might come across uh, various tools which are doing this. Chatbots are being used by many various organizations. So they do the basic uh, task. Second is core operations. The AI automation is at maturity is at initial stage is resume parsing, right? So you might have noticed that okay, on various tools you upload, you ask the candidate to upload the CV, and the parsing happens. So it automatically reads and populates the various columns which were expected to be filled by the candidate. So the resume parsing was the core operation at a very initial maturity. Then there was skill recommendation, right? That is strategy. So possibly based on the profile of performance of the employee, so the tool was able to recommend what skills the employee should learn and what is required for his job. So now I put a second line from top, automate the medium moderate level of AI maturity. So they are automating back office functions where is happening or has happened in some of the organizations. So there are various tools available, so which are able to read the emails and they are able to send those emails on various people. For example, I get email from 10 employees. Two emails are for regarding my salary query. So this will go to particular employee who is handling that particular query. Or there could be other queries regarding maybe my transportation reimbursement. So that will go to the concerned employee. So what's happening? The segregation of this what you call emails is happening. It is being done by AI. So it goes and it also raises a ticket and the query goes to the right person's inbox. So that it is very easy, the process becomes faster, and people also know that okay, it is their query is lying with this person, right? The other in core operating processes, shortlisting of the candidate profile, a robotic interview, right? You might have seen that nowadays a lot of interviews happening by robotic interviews are happening. Strategic use of moderate level of AI maturity is career success plan that is being implemented by various organizations. And highest maturity is robotic process automation, workforce demand simulation, people supply chain, or well-being, or DEI. These are the various uh, if I put their nine boxes, this is various metrics which the organizations can use to see that okay, which is their requirement and what they can adapt. Next slide, please. Yes. So let's take some of the use cases. So what various organizations are doing, right? Like Infosys has used AI learning platform. So it is this AI learning platform is doing skill gap analysis, and it is also doing the personalized upskilling, right? So human element we are using is so it is leading to empowerment, career growth, and ownership by the employees. Workbook is also using AI for upskilling training, so they are also ensuring psychological safety and building trust. So they use this for transparent communication and effective leadership is also covered. Microsoft is also using AI strings, right? So in this case, for their usually the AI is helping the scanning the CVs, but the decision is taken by the human beings here. So it also brings in transparency and takes out this out of this uh, culture thing, etc. Right? So human elements are recruiter or intuition is also used, empathy and alignment is there. Next slide, please. Yes, can you go next slide? So some smaller companies are also using it, right? So deep environment automation already there, human dashboards, multilingual AI is happening, right? HR escalation support is there, digital onboarding, human integration is there. So it's not only that larger companies are using it, even the smaller companies are have the need ahead in implementing the HR automation. I think now we have to go. Next slide, please.
Okay, audience, there is a poll going on in our LinkedIn page. We have pasted that link in the chat box. You can directly click on the link and you will be redirected to the LinkedIn post. Please put your answers in the poll, guys. I'll be reading out the poll for you. What best defines the human-centered automation in HR? Replacing humans with AI, automation to cut jobs, ethical technology for HR, full automation removes bias. Please put your answers in the chat box, guys. Also, if you want to know more about the efficient HR processes and how to automate your HR processes and better ways to know how exactly trends are going on in HR, you can follow our LinkedIn page, Websol. We'll be posting daily updates and newsletters and all the trends related posts in a LinkedIn page. It is a complete package of knowledge hub for all the HRs, I can say. So please follow our LinkedIn page for more updates, and we will be updating all the future webinars and all the events that is related to HR in our LinkedIn page as well. Over to you, sir.
Okay, so thank you. So we have covered most of our points now, right? So what is the strategic framework for HR leaders? So what we need to do is number one, we need to audit tools, all HR tools which we're using, and we have to audit its impact on women. So we have to co-create with employee input. So don't implement or don't use any HR tool without the input from the employees, right? Ensure that the data it is using is used being used ethically. Try to foster emotional intelligence in HR, right? Invest in learning and well-being of them. So this five important checklist is must whenever we are using this framework. So you can use this as a framework for implementation of any HR technology. Next slide. So the various challenges and mitigation and future outlook is definitely over reliance on tech is very harmful. It may lead to human oversight. Right, as I was giving example of horse, we should ride the horse, not the other way around, horse riding humans. Right, biases, make sure that it is not, there's no biases. Uh, Clear communication and training has to be done to all the team members so that we remove the resistance or lack of trust among the employees. uh, there has to be always a feedback loop available. Because we don't want to have a lost empathy, right? So only we are automating, but it doesn't mean that we lose the empathy. And so keep open the feedback loop, right? So the hybrid human AI model is what we need to be increasing. Gen Z expect empathy and tech fluency. So most of the new entrants in the workforce, they are already Gen Z or they will be entering the workforce. So HR should be ready to welcome Gen Z with open arms. We should very clearly understand what are the expectations. So HR is a driver of trust and innovation, and we should keep this in mind that as HR, we are driver of trust and innovation. So we should implement definitely HR automation should be done. But when we are implementing HR automation, we should not forget that okay, it is very, very important that we are also showing the empathy. Right? This is almost similar. Right? Champion empathy in the tech rollout and now improve human tech synergy, drive ethical AI policy, foster learning oriented culture, and try to the leadership also should build the HR capabilities by upskilling HR in data tools and takes train the HR in the emotional function and ethical reasoning, create cross-functional innovation team. I don't put only people from one department to take it forward on a particular product. So try to have cross-functional teams. So to take addition and to innovate. Next slide, please. So this is quote from Mr. Wilbur Pereira. So he is leading in leading tech implementation in SDFC. So he says very, very well, this quote is very, very insightful. He says that the best AI help us to be more human, right? So the AI should make us more and more human. So AI should not make us more machine. The best AI help us to be more human. So that's, I think, done from our end.
Yes, sir. Also, audience, after the webinar ends, I will be sending you an email, including the recording of the webinar and the presentation deck, including every materials and everything. And if you have any questions, you can contact me at pawan.sahu@websol.com. You can always check our website, websol.com. We are open to questions, guys. If anyone wants to ask directly questions with the sir, they can raise the hand or else they can keep the questions in the chat box. We will enable their mic so that you can directly speak with the sir. Any questions, not only the questions related to topic, you can ask any questions related to HR. Sir is free to answer all your queries. You can just raise your hands or else you can type in a chat box, guys. I think Miss there is a question in chat box by Rupali sir. Since AI is here to stay, want to know which areas